Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a future house drop from a song that I'm currently working on. So we'll take a listen to the project and I'll dive into how each section is made. So the project sounds like this. So first up, we'll start with the bass line. So that sounds like this. So in future house, it's important to have a variation in the bass line. So you see how I've got some notes that's slightly higher than the other, so they're just an octave up. And this is made up of 4 different sounds. So the first one is in Sylenth1 by Romero called Saber, and that sounds like this. I've just EQ'd the highs and lows a little bit and put it into mono. Next we have this bass here. This is the top bass, so this is the one you'll hear in your iPhone speakers. So that I just made using a square wave, and again EQ'd the highs and lows. Then we have a sub bass here, and that is from Sylenth1, and that's just called the simple sub, and that I've EQ'd everything up to 100 Hertz. And that basically just means it's not so muddy in the mix. OTT for compression and direction mixer to put it into mono. This last one, it is a growl that I've put into Logic's sampler, and it sounds like this. So that just helps the bass feel more real, sort of moves around a little bit. And again, the same EQ high and low. So these 4 basses I've put into a bus, and on the bus I've just cut out the very low end to make room for the kick, and I've added a kick start as well. So that's just for sidechain, so the kick and the bass line don't interfere with each other. So with the kick, it sounds like this. So next up we'll look at the chords. So it's made up of 5 different sounds, and they sound like this. So first we have a piano from Logic, and that sounds like this. So this just had a lot of the high frequencies boosted, so it sounds more like a dance piano. We then have a sound from Sylenth, which sounds like this. And again, most of these I've just EQ'd the low end out so it doesn't interfere with the bass. So we've got this one here. And then Soars from Romero. And finally, this last one that I made using a saw wave. What I've done there is I then bounced those 5 sounds into an individual audio file, and I've routed that into a bus, and I've just added kickstart for sidechain. I've also cut the audio file so there's more spaces, so it makes the chords more bouncy. So it basically cuts off the reverb so that it doesn't interfere too much in the mix. So this is what it sounds like now. So next we'll talk about the leads. The leads are made up of 8 different instruments. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but they're from this Future House sample pack for Sylenth1. Let me take a look who made it quickly. So it's made by Liquid Bass. So I pretty much use all their sounds here, and together they sound like this. So some important things in the lead here. First, I've used pitch bend. So if I go into the pitch bend section, you'll see that at the beginning, there's a little pitch bend. Then in the middle here, I've used some as well. I've also cut up the lead a bit like the chords to make it more bouncy. And I've routed all of these leads into one bus. And I've automated the reverb in the bus. So that looks like this. So in the big gaps in the leads, the reverb will kick in and basically helps the track to flow. I've also EQ'd the high and lows at the end of the bar to help it flow into the next section. In the second part of the drop, I've used an additional lead, and this just helps to add different elements to the track to keep it interesting. So next we'll move on to the drums. So in this song, it's really basic. It's just a kick and a clap, but it's multiple clap loops together to make it sound fuller. So the drums on their own sound like this. And in the second half, I've added a hi-hat loop. So finally, we'll go on to the effects in this project. So the effects just help glue all the sections together, and it just adds bits of ear candy to make the track more interesting. So with all the ear candy and elements in this drop, with the kick and the clap, it sounds like this. So that's how I made the drop for this song. If you found this video useful or interesting, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more.